Well, our viewer goes on to say, I was thinking those master locks can't be as strong as they say they are. They say you can shoot a bullet at it and it won't open. Then shoot it here. And what our viewer did is he showed where they shoot it, here, and then he suggests I say shoot it here or shoot it here to see if it actually does splinter. And on the back it says, thanks, Chris Bowen. And Chris says he's 12 years old, and he says, PPS. Sorry, I'm so sloppy. Well, you want to know something, Chris? You're not sloppy because we were able to read your letter, and you are a very observant person. Well, Chris, that is exactly what we're going to do, as you say here. We're going to go to a rifle range and challenge that Master Lock commercial. We have a top marksman who, with a high-powered .30 caliber rifle, is going to aim and shoot right into this lock in exactly the spots you asked for, Chris. Will it pass our test? Will it really be able to take the tremendous explosive force of a high-powered bullet at 40 yards? You know, it's really neat that we have young people, 12 years old, who are writing us letters like this, because you remember at the top of the show I read this letter from Chris Bauer, our 12-year-old viewer, and what he did is he wrote us asking to challenge the Master Lock commercial. You know, the commercial shows a Master Lock being shot right in the center with a .30 caliber high-powered rifle, and the lock does not open. Now Chris says in his letter that they are shooting it in the wrong place. They should shoot it here on the right or here on the left. Okay, Chris, you asked for it. Now it's time for the Horowitz Commercial Challenge. In order to test Chris's theory, we took our film crew to the Angeles shooting range, a beautiful and rustic spot just outside Los Angeles, California. The Master Lock commercial calls for a distance of 40 yards between shooter and target. So we set up our locks at the proper distance, checked them out to see if they were in proper working order, and got out of there fast. We were using the Master Lock 15, which sells for about $10 a piece, the same locks used on the commercial. We set up 10 locks just in case we might have trouble hitting them in the proper area. We asked marksman Lee Hunter to perform the test for us by using a high-powered .30 caliber rifle. Before we tested our young viewer's theory, we thought we should first do it like the commercial. After a few practice shots, we had Lee aim for dead center. Okay, everybody clear. Wow, dead center it is. It actually split the lock in two, but will it open? Well, like the commercial, the lock is still as secure as ever. Now, let's test Chris's theory. He says in his letter to shoot it here. Okay, let's give it a try. Sorry, Chris, that didn't do it. Well, shall we try it on the other side? No, that didn't do it either. I guess it's back to the drawing board. But don't get discouraged, Chris. We were shooting locks all over the place to get them open. Right, bottom, side, to no avail. The locks just held in place. We then decided to concentrate on one lock and see just how many shots it would take to either open it or blow it away altogether. How many do you think it took? Now, to answer that burning question, we've selected 3 people from our studio audience to make that question a little bit more interesting. We've already shown you the commercial that passed our challenge. Now let me show you what the locks look like. Look at this. Here, you can handle these locks. Look at these locks. Can you imagine that guy was a dead eye with that rifle? Look at those locks. Here, take a look at these. Isn't that incredible? Now we're going to try to find out how many shots it took to open the lock. Okay, what we have here are Eric, Shirley, and Alice. They're sitting alongside of me, and I'm going to ask you, First of all, Eric, how many shots do you think it took?
Oh, about 6.
6, okay. Shirley?
I would say 5.
5. Alice?
About the same, 5.
All right, Alice and Shirley say 5. Now, let's see who comes closest. All right, here we go with the final test. How tough is it? Well, it's so tough that it took 1, 2, 3, 4 shots to finally knock open. Well, what we have here is we have 2 winners, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give both Shirley and Alice the master lock.
Oh, thank you.
With your own key. Now, I hope you're not going to go home and try to shoot this lock apart.
I promise. I wish I had this last year. I needed it.
Well, you have it this year. Now maybe you can use it. I'm going to give Eric one. Lloyd said give Eric one, too. I was going to save Eric's lock for the last. I don't want you to feel left out of it, Eric. You can have your own master lock. Now, I must emphasize that this is not a commercial for master locks. There are probably other locks that could take the same beating and still remain secure. When we set out to do our commercial challenges, we never know how they're going to turn out, and regardless of the outcome, we always show them on our program. Now, some manufacturers are very pleased. Of course, the ones that don't work get a little ticked off at us. Now, we try to do our challenges exactly the way we see them on television. And since ours are not done under laboratory conditions, the results may sometimes differ. Now, that does not mean that the product is bad. It just means that the commercial itself could be misleading. By last count, more than 75% of our commercial challenges have worked out in favor of the advertiser. That's how closely commercials are controlled for accuracy by broadcasters.